You need to hear this. The San Francisco 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl. Because here's the truth about the Kansas City Chiefs. This team has overachieved immensely over the past month. And I think that we're more likely to see this team return back to what they were in the regular season than to stay on this streak. Pat Mahomes had the worst year of his career in 2023. And a lot of that was due to his surrounding talent. This receiving core lacks explosive playmakers. They are overly reliant on a 34-year-old tight end, and as a whole, the group was near the top of the league in terms of drops. They really morphed into a run-dominant team with Isaiah Pacheco, and were left just waiting and praying for Pat Mahomes to make plays in big games. And look, I'm not going off saying that they're a bad team. They're still the Chiefs. This is still Pat Mahomes. But this team has only really been on a roll since the start of the playoffs. Mahomes still gets his guys the ball in play, but it's just a matter of them making the play when it comes. And that has been happening so far. But what's going to happen when they face a very formidable defense who is physical and comes downhill and contests catches? What's going to happen when they have answers for doubling up Travis Kelce and leave their young receiving core who have struggled very much through a lot of this season against guys like Charvarius Ward and Diamador Lenore? Miami was a doormat matchup. No one had Miami going into Kansas City in that frigid tundra winning that game. That was a gimme. Then against the Bills, if Stephon Diggs doesn't drop that ball late in the fourth quarter, I think that is a very different outcome. Then against Baltimore, Lamar Jackson probably gonna win MVP. We saw him. He had a great season. Relative to where he was, he has become a fantastic pocket passer, but he is not a reliable playoff quarterback from the pocket. Also, their game plan in general, only running the ball with their running backs 6 times, that's like game planning malpractice. And that is not going to happen against San Francisco. San Francisco has more weapons and more answers on offense and defense than Kansas City does. Kansas City's defense is very, very, very good, but you're not just dealing with Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers. You're not dealing with a banged up Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely who isn't getting targeted. You're not dealing with a washed Odell Beckham Jr. And you're not dealing with an underutilized Gus Edwards. You're going up against Christian McCaffery, who's been a workhorse, George Kittle, who is healthy and fresh and a freak, Brandon Ayuk, who has become one of the premier #1 receivers in the league, and then Deebo Samuel, who is the best ball carrier in the NFL for my money. Then there's the question about Brock Purdy. Is he a game manager? Will he be able to do it in the biggest games? Some people had questions about that. It looked like he was gonna fold against Detroit, but he came back. He had a couple lucky bounces, but overall, he delivered, he made plays, and he made plays with his legs. Those scrambles are really the things that got them back in the groove and helped build their comeback. He's also one of the better quarterbacks in the league against pressure. However, I do think interior pressure, especially with a shorter quarterback, is very undervalued. Chris Jones is an animal, and that is going to be a problem for Purdy. On the defensive side, San Francisco is Nick Bosa, Javon Hargrave, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, and so much more. Their secondary has become one of the best in the league. These offensive tackles are going to get put in a position where they're going to draw a lot of holding calls. As long as they're getting called, is going to put the Chiefs far behind the sticks. Mahomes is going to have to be Superman. I still think they'll make plays, they'll score, but it's going to look more like it did in the regular season than this past 3-4 week stretch that they've been on. And Mahomes is dealing with distractions. His dad just got a DUI. It's his 3rd one, and it could potentially lead to prison time. We look at athletes as these Teflon Dons where nothing can permeate their psyche, that they're always locked in and focused. But there's a lot of time that you spend outside of the practice facility. There's a lot of media questions. There's a lot of family discussions. I think that for all of these reasons, for the physicality of the 49ers, for the answers that they have on the offensive side of the ball, the elite ball carriers, the playmakers that they have, this is going to be Pat Mahomes' version of Brady's Giants Super Bowl. A team with a great defense and solid playmakers who are led by an unassuming underappreciated quarterback that comes out and shocks the world. And even though the 49ers opened up the betting odds as the favorites, everyone is picking the Chiefs for the most part that I've seen. And this isn't me being a contrarian. That's not why I'm picking the 49ers. I had the 49ers in the preseason. I just believe that what we saw from them last year, Christian McCaffery, Deebo Samuel, Trent Williams, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, it's just too much talent. And that is just on one side of the ball. Both teams are going to come out fast. I think the opening drives, you're going to see Kelsey get involved a lot, but it will get capped a little bit from that point on. They will adjust. The 49ers will have their moments for explosive plays, but they're going to try and control the clock and keep Mahomes off the field. Feed Christian McCaffrey, give Deebo Samuel carries, and then make timely big plays downfield. Brock Purdy will also have the opportunity, with pressure coming his way, to make plays with his legs, and this could lead to other big plays to Brandon Ayuk downfield. At the end of the day, I think the Chiefs' chances all boil down to Kelsey and Mahomes. I think that Rashee Rice, all the attention he'll get from the corners, they'll have enough firepower to shut him down relatively. MVS, I think, will return back to what he's been in a big moment like the Super Bowl. And because they'll fall behind, Isaiah Pacheco will be somewhat neutralized as a ball carrier through the game. Regardless of all of this, I still think that it is a tight game, but I have the 49ers winning this Super Bowl 31-24 over the Chiefs. Christian McCaffrey is the MVP, and Mahomes will throw his first interception of the playoffs in this thing, trying to play hero ball because his receivers aren't making plays for him. And could this mean the end of the Chiefs dynasty? Who knows? Maybe Andy Reid retires, maybe Travis Kelce retires. A lot of those just seem to be rumors. There's not a ton of weight to them. They both kind of denied or sidestepped them, but it will be interesting to see. And just remember, Tom Brady didn't win a Super Bowl for about 10 years in the middle of his career, and maybe the same thing will happen with Mahomes. So let me know what you guys think. Drop your Super Bowl predictions below. Let me know if you think I'm crazy and if Mahomes can't be beat, but I appreciate you guys watching. We will see you in the next one, recapping the Super Bowl, and tons of big videos coming this year, so please like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.